beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nurse Anita, and guys, in today's video I'm going to be answering some of your most asked questions. A couple of persons have been asking me a series of questions, and I said, okay, let me come on here to share some of my experiences as I answer these questions, because I know it's gonna help one or two persons. So do well to watch the end of this video because you will learn a lot. So without further ado, let's head on straight into today's video. And the first question on my list is, how has Cyprus treated me generally? I would say being here in Northern Cyprus hasn't really been a rosy one for me at all. This is my honest truth, and I can't lie to you about that. It really has not been a rosy journey for me. That's because I came here with the sole purpose of being an independent lady, trying to fend for myself, trying to strive and making sure that I emerge successfully and graduate well. Okay, I came into Cyprus in the year 2021. That was the year I resigned from my banking job because I was a banker before I came down to Cyprus to pursue nursing. Initially, I had always wanted to study nursing, even right from my first degree days back in Anambra State University, where I studied anatomy. I had always wanted to be a nurse. But then I said, okay, let me just finish anatomy and then I pursue nursing. And then immediately I was done with my first degree, I did my youth service. After I was done with my youth service, I immediately got a job in the bank. And I said, okay, let me just work in the bank for some time and save up some money for me to pursue any other country that I would love to pursue, which I did, saved up some money. And then when it was time for me to leave the country, I did. Coming to Cyprus, I did not really have lots of money on me. Let's say I came into this country with just $300. That was all I came into this country with, $300. But I had it in mind that when I come over here, I'm going to look for a job. I'm going to do something that is going to help me finance my stay here and something that I can be able to survive on while I study. I didn't want to depend on my family for financial support because, they've done so well for me. At least they trained me during my first degree. And based on the fact that I'd already worked in the bank, I was already an independent lady. I'm not someone that knows how to depend on someone for finance. Maybe when it's really tough, I can cry out and I can call out for help. But on my own, I'm not used to asking. So I already made up my mind that when I come down to this place, I'm going to hustle my way out in order to survive and then to making sure that I graduate and I graduate well for that matter. So to answer your question, Cyprus has not really been a rosy journey for me like that. Nope, it has not. But God helping me, I was able to overcome. I overcame, and I'm so glad that I did. At least now I can be able to share my story to the world. The second question is, why did you choose Cyprus out of every other country? I'll first of all answer the question, why Cyprus? Why Cyprus? Reason being that initially, like I said, I had always wanted and always dreamed of studying nursing, and I didn't want to study nursing in Nigeria. I wanted to pursue nursing outside the country. So why Cyprus? Cyprus has never been on my bucket list of the countries that I wanted to go to. It had never crossed my mind that I would ever find myself in this country. Initially, I had pursued going to study nursing in Australia, but I was denied visa. Secondly, I tried New Zealand. I was denied visa in New Zealand. Reason because New Zealand is close to Australia. So because I was already denied in Australia, New Zealand said they could not grant me visa. I was helpless, hopeless, discouraged. I felt like I would never achieve my dream of becoming a nurse. I felt like all hope was lost as at that time. So for some time I gave up that country. Luckily for me, in the bank where I worked, I met this lady. She told me about the country Cyprus here, in which her son was schooling at that time. So she like told me, okay, instead of you trying other countries, advanced country, because of course Australia is an advanced country, New Zealand is an advanced country. So she advised that since I tried those two countries and it didn't work out for me, why not I just try Cyprus? And she gave me some advantages of coming to study in Cyprus. She mentioned the tuition fees, how affordable it was. And at that time, I had not really saved up so much for myself. Also, she also mentioned I really do not have to like pursue for visa. They give you visa on arrival. You don't have to go to the embassy to apply for visa, right? So as at that time, it worked for me. I felt okay, it's easier than trying to go to the embassy to look for visa, and then because of one or two little mistake you did, they deny you visa. So let me just go through this route, since it's the same nursing that I had always intended to want to study. So then I decided to opt for Northern Cyprus. So initially, to answer your question, guys, I didn't just want to like come to Cyprus to study nursing. I'd already tried other advanced countries, but because I was denied visa, I had no choice than to come down to Cyprus to study nursing. The third question is, what are the things you can say or the harshful treatments you've received in Cyprus while studying? The number one harshful treatment I would say I have received, I would say racism and discrimination from the Turkish people. Yeah, that's if you're working in Cyprus. But if you're not working, if you're just coming for the sole purpose of studying, you wouldn't have to face these people. You are just going to school and coming back home. But if you're working to survive, oh my God, you would encounter racism a lot. I mean, it's pronounced, but they act as if it's not pronounced, but I mean, it's pronounced. I feel it. And also, another harsh treatment I've received from these people is based on the fact that most of your bosses, if you're a female employee, your male employer would want to have a carnal knowledge of you. I've had series of my male employers wanting to have carnal knowledge of me. I've had series of them ask me out, but my answer had always been no, no, no. I've turned a lot of requests and it has granted me jobless countless number of times I can't even mention. Third question, why did you leave banking for nursing? It was because of the fact that I escaped being raped. I escaped being raped as a banker. And that was because the pressure in the bank was too much. I mean, I was working as an accounts officer in the bank. I was in charge of opening accounts for customers and also making sure that they put in voluminous amounts of money into their accounts. Because if you don't have customers that have huge amounts of money in your account, the bank is going to pressurize you. I mean, to them, you're not doing anything. To them, you're not working. Because of that, it led to severe pressure. I mean, a lot of bankers, honestly speaking, a lot of bankers face intense pressures from their superiors. I kid you not. A lot of bankers face, most especially those that are in the marketing department, they face severe pressure from their superior. And this is just so that the bank can end well for that year. Maybe if the bank is targeted to like end with an amount of 100 billion, right? So they need you as an individual to have like the number of money accumulated from all your customers should be like, let's say 300 million, just you alone. And then another account officer should have an accumulation of maybe 500 million. Another account officer should have an accumulation of maybe 200 million. All of these should now amount to 100 billion, just so that the bank or the branch in which you're working at will end well for that year. So guys, it was a whole lot on me. I could not keep up with the pressure. And because of how intense the pressure was, I almost got being raped by a customer of mine because I wanted him to put in a voluminous amount of money. Initially, he walked into the bank. He came all the way from Dubai. I mean, he just arrived Nigeria. And so he said to me that he wanted to open a domiciliary account. That is a dollar account. And that account was going to accommodate hundreds of millions. And I mean, when I heard the amount, I was so happy. I said to myself, I mean, my manager is going to commend me. She's going to appreciate me. In fact, it's going to even lead to my promotion. It's going to lead to more income. I'll be the talk of the branch for that month. I was so happy when the customer came to the bank and he said he wanted to open an account that accommodated like hundreds of millions and the money was going to come in from Dubai. I was so happy. I opened the account for this guy. So expecting the money to come in, it lingered on, it delayed. So I kept on insisting. I kept on calling the customer, kept on insisting that he at least put in money into the account. And then when he saw how persistent I was, how desperate I was for him to put in money into the account, he then took advantage of that desperation of mine. And then he now invited me over to a certain place. And he told me that he also has friends that would also open accounts under me and they were going to put a huge amount of money into the account. It took the mercy of God. It took the help of God for me to like escape being raped. Like, I'll keep on asking myself, what if that man succeeded? What would have been my story? That because I was working for the bank, or that because I wanted to make a name for myself, or that because I wanted to shine, or because of what? Because of pressure? Because of what? I mean, it took the mercy of God. And if God had not empowered me with the spirit of Samson, I didn't know how I would have overpowered that guy that day. Because the way I fought back for the guy to let go of me, it took the mercy, the grace, and the spirit of God for me to do that. So guys, to answer your question, it was because I escaped being raped that I had to like tell myself, enough is enough. I can't continue doing banking job. The pressure is too much. And the worst part is that if you're a pretty lady, that's where problem is. You won't be seeing young guys that you're older than telling you nonsense to your face. Let's have something to do together and you will see I was pushing billions, I was pushing millions. Habba now. So I said to myself, it's a no for me. I can't continue living my life, or rather I can't live my life like this. That was the very day I said to myself that I was going to, I don't mind, even if other advanced countries has rejected me, I'm going to look for a way out of the country just so I can pursue my dream course. And that was the major reason I left my banking job and then I decided to come down to Cyprus to study nursing. And I'm grateful to God I did. Honestly speaking, at least finally I've achieved what I came here for, and I'm thankful to God for that. So the fourth and final question: what advice would you give incoming students that are not financially buoyant to cater for themselves? Okay, sharing from my own story. Of course, you guys, by now you must have known my story. I wasn't financially buoyant when I came into Cyprus to study. Like I said initially, I came in here with just $300. When I came in here, the first semester, I had not gotten any job yet. So I was just surviving on my $300 until it got finished. And I started looking for a job, because if I did not look for a job, I wouldn't survive in this country. So my advice to you incoming students that are not financially buoyant and you desperately want to leave your home country and you want to come study in Cyprus because you've heard that the tuition fee is very much affordable, I advise that you come in here with a strong spirit and a determined spirit. Come with a mindset that no matter what, I'm going to scale through and I'm going to pull through and I'm going to survive, overcome and emerge strong. I finished my degree in flying colors. I was one of the best students in my department. One of the best students in my department. Despite the fact that I was working and studying. To tell you that it's not easy, guys. You have to be determined to make it. If you're not determined, guys, you cannot make it. If you don't tell yourself that I will make it, you won't be able to make it. I mean, not every one of us graduated. Some people pulled out because they could not cope. And I'm really sorry for them. I mean, I feel so sad. But if you are determined that you're going to pull through, you're going to make it, you're going to survive. I'll refer to this popular scripture in the Bible, Philippians 4 verse 13. I never get tired of saying that Philippians 4 verse 13. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Right? And I'll also advise that you develop a genuine relationship with God. Because with God, all things are possible. On your own, you cannot do it though. With my own power, I could not have in any way survived and also graduate well. I could never have in any way if God was not my backbone. That is why most often whenever I talk about God, people feel like I'm too much about God. No, I'm not being too much about God, because most people do not know what this God has done for me. And most times I don't even blame ladies that are into hookup. Most times I don't blame them at all. Got to a time where I was like, what is it in this body safe? Is it not just to give myself? If I should, happen to like accept these people's offer, and not just that they will like to work for them, they will also give you extra money. I mean, I know a lot of hookups, ladies, that are gaining a lot of money in this country. Like, people are making money from hookups. A lot of ladies are doing that. And it's not that I'm not pretty enough if I want to do it. I can do it if I want to do it, but I choose not. I mean, I've made up my mind to follow this God and to honor him to the latter. I have lots and lots of stories to tell. I mean, lots and lots of stories to tell about my journey with God. God is ever faithful. Ever faithful. Ever faithful. So, I mean, to answer people that are asking me, why do you talk so much about God? I believe this story must have answered it all. It's not me, yo. It's not me. It's what God has done for me and how faithful he has been to me. I mean, why can't I talk about him if this is the only way I can honor him back for how he has stayed with me through these 4 years? This was 4 years of struggle. Guys, it wasn't easy, but I am more strong. So I'm proud to call myself a nurse. Because I came out in flying colors. So I'm very proud and I'm happy. And I'm grateful to God that finally the degree I came to study here. Because a lot of people said to me, are you sure you will cope? Are you sure you will cope? Are you sure you cope? I coped. God helped me to cope. And I'm grateful to him for helping me cope. So guys, I've come to the ending of today's video. I just hope you were blessed. And I hope you learned 1 or 2 things from this video. And I would always advise. If you want to come here because of the tuition fee is very affordable, I would advise that you're financially capable to sustain yourself if you do not want to experience series of challenges. Nursing on its own is a difficult journey on its own. Nursing, the projects you will do, the assignments, the research works you will do is not here. But it was God all the way. So, with that, I've come to the ending of today's video. So do well to like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't know. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you guys can get more of life experiences from me that will strengthen your faith and make you stronger in the things of God, because God is everly faithful.